In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Santini Libra fountain pen. I'll go over the specs, I'll do a writing sample, and I'll tell you what I like and don't like about the pen. Coming up. Blake here with Blake's Broadcast. On this channel, I review fountain pens, paper, and ink, and as always, I put links in the show notes in the description below. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out my channel. Alright, let's get on with the review. So this is the Santini Libra fountain pen. It is made out of this green acrylic. Santini calls it jungle. And it has white metal trims. Starting up at the top here, we have the clip with a roller on the bottom. Then we have a cap ring with these coin edges at the top and bottom. And then they have a black line. And I noticed on the back here, somehow it didn't get quite filled in. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. It's missing a part of the black line there. But anyway, it says Santini Italia. Then we have a ring down here at the bottom. The pen at both ends kind of comes to a point. It's a very nice big pen. This is the piston knob. So if we take the cap off here, you can see it's all done in this green acrylic. Really nice that they kept that all the way through. And got threading here and kind of tapers down into this sort of, it's not quite an hourglass. It's wider up here than it is out here, but very comfortable to hold. And then here we have the Santini nib, which has a big S for Santini, and then it says 1998 and 18 karat F. Now, this is a fine nib, and this is their quote-unquote flexi designation, which comes with their hand-cut ebonite feed. Santini makes all of their nibs in-house, including the feed. And it's a very nice, big, I would say it's like a number 6 size nib. It's a piston filler, and there's no ink window. Piston knob back here. I believe this is a captive converter. I don't know that for sure, but it doesn't hold a lot of ink, and especially with this flexible nib, it runs out pretty quickly. The piston knob here, you turn this and it doesn't, come up, it stays in place, and at the end, once you've filled it, you've drawn the piston all the way up here to draw all of the ink in there, you'll feel it's done when it clicks. So you can keep turning it and it'll just keep clicking, which says I'm full, I'm all the way up. It's a nice feature just to know when to stop turning. It does post pretty nicely, but it becomes a pretty big pen. But it does have, it's a little top heavy. I can see it wants to come up on me, but very comfortable. I really like the wide grip section. It's a very comfy pen to use. Okay, let's do some measurements. I'd say it's 147 millimeters, 137 uncapped. Posted comes quite long. I would say that's 174, 173. Pretty long pen. So now in terms of the width, 11.2. And then up at the top, we're getting to 13. And near the end here, looking at about 11.7. It's a comfy grip section. No question about that. Uncapped, and this is with ink. 20.61 grams, 32.8 grams. So, not a super heavy pen, especially uncapped. It's very comfortable to write with. This is the Santini Libra. Do a writing sample. This is the F Flexi nib, and this is Mont Blanc Irish green, and I'm using a Moo hardcover notebook here. So as you can probably see, this is a very wet nib. And I mean, you need that if you're going to try and yeah. So does fast writing pretty nicely. In terms of reverse writing, it can do it. It's a bit scratchy. Now, this is called the Flexi nib, and it is semi-flexible, I would say. It's not vintage flex, so don't get your hopes up, but you can get some nice line variation. And I've found that the nib or the feed keeps up pretty nicely. Yeah, and Santini also offers a, I think they call it fully flexible or a super flexible nib. So they have a more flexible nib than this. I haven't tried it. I don't know if it's as suitable for everyday writing or not, but they do that, and I am very impressed with this flexi nib. It is definitely a semi-flexible nib. Okay, so that is the writing sample. So what are my pros and cons for the Santini Libra fountain pen? Well, I think the biggest pro here is the nib. The flexi nib is really nice to write with. I really like that Santini makes their nibs in-house. They make their own ebonite feeds, and I like that they give you so many options for customization with the nib. Really, really excellent. I also like the big, comfortable body. It's a very good looking pen, and it's very nice to use. The other really nice thing about this is the price. It's not cheap, but it's a lot of pen for the money. So this pen with that flexi nib and ebonite feed was 269 euros, which is something like 320 US dollars. That is a ton of pen for the money, especially with that in-house nib, and you can have so many different customizations to that point. This is a lot of pen for the money. The equivalent, the Aurora Optima is $500. Yes, it does have the proper piston filling system and all of that, but this is a tremendous value. Now, in terms of cons, it is a captive converter, at least to the best of my knowledge. It certainly has the ink capacity of a captive converter, and I do find that I run out of ink with this pen pretty fast, especially because of that flexi nib uses a lot of ink. Now, the other thing is fit and finish of the metal parts. It could be a little bit better. It's not bad. This looks very well. It presents very nicely. But if you look close, you can just see machining marks on like the clip. It's the sides of the clip. It's not perfect. It's not quite that same fit and finish quality that you would get from an Aurora. But that's a pretty minor gripe, really. There's no ink window. That's pretty much it. So, those are my pros and cons for the Santini Libra fountain pen. Do you guys have this fountain pen? Do you like this fountain pen? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more fountain pen, paper, and ink videos, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much, and until next time.